bad news. Rodri out for the season. Here's what Pep Guardiola, the manager, had to say about it. Quote, surgery this morning, ACL. Next season he will be here. This season is over. What he gives us, we don't have a similar player. But the others can all together replace what Rodri has given since his arrival to us. We will have to do it as a team and find a way to play a lot of matches without an important player for us. Bravo, do you agree with that? The others can all together replace what Rodri brings to Manchester City.
Well, they can't do exactly the same job as Rodri because he's their best player and he's their most important player. So Man City are going to be a worse side with Rodri out for the season. The ways they can do it, they've got a Kovacic who can play in there. They've got a centre-halves that can step into midfield at times, like Stones, who's done that in the past. Lewis, who comes from right back and goes into that central midfield area. But it's going to be very, very difficult for them to be as good a team without Rodri because he's been their star player. And it gives everybody else a slight chance, a better chance of catching them.
Frank, will his absence, you think, cost Manchester City either in the pursuit of a Champions League or the Premier League title?
It might. We are talking about the best player at his position in the world. So saying that he's not going to change anything and City can win the Champions League or the Premier League will be not respecting the qualities and the impact that Rodri has in the middle of the park at City. So of course it's a big blow. It's a really big blow. Kovacic can work hard and he's a great player, but we are talking about Rodri again, and therefore. Everybody can work together. Can it last like for the next 8 months before winning anything? I doubt about that because the influence that Rodri has defensively, but also offensively, is huge, and it's very hard to replace that. So yeah, it might cost a lot to City.
Shaka, will they do it without him? The Premier League?
I'm starting to have my doubts, I'll be honest with you. And City certainly have the talent too, but I think Rodri is such a difference maker for them in so many ways. And you can look at any number of ways that you can cover for Rodri and use other players or other systems. The truth is, and this is not just Rodri or not just about defensive midfielders, you try to replace the best player in the world in any position is a thankless task. It just can't be done. You just have to try to lessen that impact. And I feel some of Rodri's impact you recognised in the Arsenal game. When Arsenal went into that low block, there was simply nobody who could shoot from distance. And Arsenal and Manchester City just kind of passed the ball from side to side at the top of the box without worrying Arsenal until the very late stages of the game. Without that, other teams who more times than not, just sit in that low block against City, you just wonder if they're able to frustrate them in a similar manner. And you feel over the long course, it does take its toll.
Rodri, massive player for a massive team and a massive injury there as he's going to miss